Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, why the invisible boys feel seen. First though, it's a fond farewell to Hungary's massively anti-queer far-right Prime Minister, Viktor Orban. The leader of the Christian nationalist Fidesz party's finally been voted out after 16 years in charge. His greatest hits include trashing LGBTQ+ rights, outlawing pride marches and banning queer content aimed at children to protect them. And you know what's really going on with that one.
Equating sexual and gender diversity with pedophilia strikes at the very core of the human dignity and humility of LGBT people in Hungary. Children don't need protection from exposure to diversity. LGBT children and families, they need protection from discrimination and non-violence.
Lydia Gall from Human Rights Watch speaking to Bloomberg News. Orban's replacement is Conservative Peter Magyar, who says he supports equality but generally avoids discussing queer rights. Enjoy your retirement, Vicky.
Pride Daily.
Next, homophobic Australian Football League player Lance Collard has again been found guilty of being homophobic. The St Kilda forward claimed he'd actually called another player a maggot during a recent game, so you can guess what he actually said. An AFL disciplinary tribunal will decide his punishment at a later date. It's less than 2 years since his 6-match suspension for the same reason.
Pride Daily.
And queer Australian drama Invisible Boys is up for a prestigious Peabody Award in the US. It's about a group of gay teenage boys struggling with their sexual identities, navigating life in a conservative city. And the show's actually up against Canadian LGBTQ+ hockey drama Heated Rivalry, oh yes, in the entertainment category.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, the Stonewall Pride flag is back. First though, a Christian dad who wanted $6,000 from his gay son after the boy ran away from conversion therapy. Gregory Tolbert threatened to kick out 17-year-old Michael from the family home in Tennessee unless he attended a course to get straightened out. The teenager took a whole month of this.
The majority of the day, they are verbally harassing you. They are calling you names. I remember on the first day, the director, Matthew, who my dad chalked up to be a great guy, said I was cursed, said that I was going to hell, and called all of us there monsters, that we were unworthy, and that we needed the program to fix ourselves.
Oh my God.
The story's featured on a court TV show called Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Dad Gregory's attempt to get his son to reimburse him for the conversion therapy, because he didn't see it through, was denied.
This young man deserves a father and a mother who loves him unconditionally and completely. And it's clear to this court that you, nor your wife, according to your testimony here today, can provide that. Therefore, it is with great joy that I dismiss your case in its entirety.
The judge called Gregory manipulative and cruel. Text showed him emotionally blackmailing his son. Michael was made homeless. He now lives with a friend.
Pride Daily.
Next, a gay couple in Ukraine will get compensation after authorities didn't properly investigate a hate crime against them. Zoyan Kiss and Timur Levchuk were assaulted and pepper sprayed as they conducted a social experiment 11 years ago, walking through central Kyiv holding hands to see the response it got. The European Court of Human Rights heard the case was closed several times, with the hate motive just disregarded.
Pride Daily.
And the pride flag at New York's Stonewall National Monument's being reinstated after a U-turn by President Orange-convicted felon and sexual abuser. It was taken down in February to distract from the Epstein files and feed into the right-wing culture wars. But lawsuits forced the felon to capitulate, and now the only reason the flag can be removed is for maintenance. No time to tell you that. It's National Deaf LGBTQ Awareness Week in the US, highlighting the experiences and challenges of deaf queer people. And the Australian Pride in Sport Awards celebrate their 10th anniversary later with a swanky do in Melbourne. You recognise efforts to make sport more inclusive.
If you've ever felt like your family didn't fit the traditional mold, this show is for you. I'm Jamie, host of the Queer Family Podcast. And every week we highlight LGBTQIA+ families and the beautiful, unique ways we build and show up for our families in a world that wasn't designed for us. We celebrate, highlight, uplift, and normalize queer families because our stories deserve center stage. New episodes every Monday. Listen wherever you get your pods.
Love is love on the Queer Family Podcast. Love is love.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, a lifelong LGBTQ+ activist is awarded a top honour. First though, the Peruvian terrorist charged over the 1989 killings of 8 queer people in a nightclub. Gay and transgender victims were shot at Tarapoto's Las Gardenias venue by members of the MRTA organisation, known for targeting what they called social scourges. The group's former leader, Victor Polay, was actually charged in September 2023, but a judge has just approved keeping him in prison for 18 months ahead of his trial. Pedro Uranga is a terrorism expert.
The MRTA members entered, and it was confirmed people from this LGBT group used to go to that bar. And the MRTA carries out a kind of social cleansing. They massacred and murdered everyone who was there.
Thanks to 24 hours, Polay's been locked up for more than 3 decades for other terror offences. Prosecutors want a life sentence for the Las Gardenias attack.
Pride Daily.
Next, 6 years in prison for the first man convicted in Senegal under the country's new, harsher anti-gay law. A 24-year-old labourer has admitted being paid by another male for sex in a public garden in Dakar. He's also been fined the equivalent of $3,300 for acts against nature and public indecency. Senegal's recently doubled the maximum sentence for homosexual offences from 5 years to 10.
Pride Daily.
And one of Italy's top honours has gone to a lifelong LGBTQ+ activist. Luigi De Moro's the president of Agapanto APS, an advocacy organisation for queer seniors, and he spent the last more than 40 years working to support LGBTQ+ people. The 68-year-old, who's been made an Officer of the Order of Merit of the Italian Republic, says experiencing discrimination as a child for being gay has driven him to fight for the rights of others. And he's also a poet, so now I feel like an underachiever. No time to tell you that. Homophobic Australian Football League player Lance Collard's got a massive 9-week suspension for being a massive homophobe. But the St Kilda forward maintains he actually called an opponent a maggot during a recent game. And Mexico's new foreign secretary is gay. Roberto Velasco Alvarez is 38, and for some reason a picture of him eating peanuts went viral back in 2019.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, Luke Skywalker is gay, or he isn't. First though, claims lawyers are helping migrants pretend to be gay so they can get asylum in the UK. It's alleged people from Pakistan and Bangladesh, whose visas are running out but don't want to go back, are being charged thousands of pounds by dodgy advisors. Homosexuality is illegal in those countries, so the migrants are told to say they fear persecution if they're returned. They're provided with fake cover stories and fabricated evidence to supposedly prove their sexuality. Tanisha Khan was secretly recorded speaking with an undercover BBC reporter.
The approach we will take is this. I will fully prepare you for the interview by compiling a comprehensive package for you, including photographs of you at clubs, various other pieces of supporting evidence, so that you are completely ready when I send you in.
Khan denies any wrongdoing. Human rights organisation the Peter Tatchell Foundation says scams like this undermine the cases of legit queer asylum seekers.
Pride Daily.
Next, a lesbian organisation in Australia's won an appeal in its ongoing legal efforts to exclude transgender women from its events. It's the third attempt by the Lesbian Action Group aimed at getting an exemption to the Sex Discrimination Act so it can hold public gatherings only for gay women who are assigned female at birth. Allies at Equality Australia say the appeal's only been successful on a technicality though, and all it means is the previous decision, not allowing the LAG to exclude trans women, has to be reviewed and reworded.
Pride Daily.
And the actor who plays Luke Skywalker says, if you want the character to be gay, then he is. Mark Hamill's been asked about this since Star Wars first came out back in 1977. He reckons the character's sexuality is open to interpretation and fans can write whatever story they want in their hearts. What about Darth Vader though? Darth Gader, more like it. Am I right? No time to tell you that. Transgender and non-binary film festival Tight is back for a second year in Ireland. Runs for the next 3 days at Dublin's Lighthouse Cinema. And in Italy, you've got the Lovers LGBTQ+ film festival from today till Tuesday. Cinema Massimo in Turin's the venue for more than 50 screenings.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, why are queer rugby teams being dragged? First though, more than 100,000 women have now signed an open letter opposing transgender exclusion. It's the work of Not in Our Name, founded after last year's UK Supreme Court ruling that sex refers to biological sex, not legal gender, and this has led to trans people being excluded, scapegoated and dehumanised. Members of Neon Women spoke on stage in front of 10,000 people at last month's Transgender Solidarity Concert Transmission in London.
Cis allies, I'm talking to you. We need more voices.
This is a moment for all of us to stand up and say enough.
So join us and tell the world that trans exclusion is not in our name.
If you want to sign the letter, a link's in our show notes. Neon Women's advocacy work for the inclusion and acceptance of transgender people has seen the organisation nominated for a National Diversity Award.
Pride Daily.
To Croatia next, and a court's ruled same-sex couples have the right to adopt. All to do with a woman who spent years fighting to be a legal parent of her partner's child, something that wouldn't be an issue for straight couples. A 2022 court ruling banned discrimination in the adoption process, but the government's been ignoring it. That stops now, and this latest decision by Zagreb's administrative court can't be appealed.
Pride Daily.
And a review of queer hockey drama Heated Rivalry has cost a Russian news agency 500,000 rubles. The Saratov business consulting outlet's been found guilty of LGBT propaganda and fined. It's now taken down an article posted in February called Why Did Heated Rivalry Become Popular? The show's actually got a massive following in Russia, with fans watching on the sly on VPNs. No time to tell you that. Irish inclusive rugby team Emerald Warriors hold their annual Queen of the Warriors drag battle on Sunday. Teammates take to the stage in their full drag finery, lip-syncing to within an inch of their lives. Help shape the future of Pride Daily by filling in our survey. A link's in the show notes. That's your lot. I'll see you next week.